When you think of Queen Victoria, you probably think about her long, influential reign, an entire era named after her. But there's another story, a much more dramatic one, running right through those decades. It's a story of constant danger and, honestly, unbelievable survival. And today, we're going to dig right into that remarkable tale. 7. That's how many serious assassination attempts Queen Victoria survived while she was on the throne. Not one, not two, 7 separate attacks on her life. I mean, that is just a wild number, and it really tells you something about the kind of danger she was constantly up against. But here's the really fascinating part, the paradox we're going to explore. You'd think that all these threats would make her seem weak or make the monarchy unstable. But what happened was the complete opposite. It actually made her a legend. So how on earth did that happen?
Okay, so to really get this, you got to understand the kind of pressure she was under. This wasn't just one bad day at the office. This was a theme that ran through her entire time as queen.
From when she was a young queen all the way into her later years, she was always a target. And every single time, she showed this incredible strength, facing down these dangers that, let's be honest, would have broken most people. So, you've got to be wondering, who were these people trying to kill the queen? Was this some huge, coordinated conspiracy? Well, the truth is actually a lot weirder than that. Let's take a look at who these attackers really were. And what's so wild is just how different they all were. This wasn't one single type of person. It was just this random mix of individuals, each with their own bizarre and often deeply troubled reasons for doing what they did. Everything from political anger to just personal desperation. Just take the very first attempt. The guy's name was Edward Oxford, and he was only 18 years old when he fired 2 pistols at her carriage. Just a kid, bold as anything, who completely shattered that feeling of royal safety right on the palace doorstep. And these threats weren't just random, they were persistent. Get this, one attacker, John Francis, tried to shoot her and failed. So he came back the very next day to try again. I mean, can you even imagine the immense pressure she must have been feeling? Okay, so the attacks themselves are one thing. But what really matters, what changes the whole story, is how Victoria herself responded. This is where everything turns. This is really how her legend was born. It's captured perfectly in this one thought. She confronted every single incident with just this unwavering resolve. She never hid, she never backed down. Every time she met the threat head-on with a calm, steely courage that was, frankly, just astonishing. And if you need one story to really understand her, this is it. It involves a man named Robert Pate, and it tells you everything you need to know about what Queen Victoria was made of. So imagine this. The queen is out in public, a man runs up and just smacks her on the head with an iron-tipped cane, hits her hard enough to leave a nasty bruise and a black eye. So what did she do? That very same night, she made sure everyone saw her, attending a scheduled performance at the opera. I mean, talk about sending a message. It was an absolute masterclass in defiance. And, when the public saw that courage on display, it had this massive and maybe even unexpected effect. It started to fundamentally change how they saw their queen. This really gets to the heart of that paradox we talked about. The attackers wanted to create fear, to make the monarchy look weak. But Victoria's response just flipped that whole idea on its head. It created this huge wave of public respect and even adoration. It seems when people see a leader face danger without flinching, it creates this shared sense of defiance that a whole country can get behind. So every time she survived, it wasn't just a news story. It felt like a win for the public, too. Her bravery turned her from this distant ruler into their champion. She was facing down these dangers, and by refusing to be scared, she made them feel stronger too. Her survival became their triumph. It's the ultimate irony, isn't it? The very acts that were designed to destroy her ended up building this incredibly powerful, personal connection with her people. It was like the more danger she was in, the more they loved her for facing it right alongside them. So let's bring this all together. How did this cycle of attack and response end up defining her place in history? Well, let's look at how it all shaped her final image. By facing down these constant threats again and again, she became more than just a monarch. She transformed herself into a living symbol of the nation's own strength, its own ability to endure. And that really sums it all up, doesn't it? She became a beacon of resilience. Her personal strength became her public identity, and that's what made her one of the most beloved and respected figures in British history. And that's the key takeaway here. These 7 attempts on her life weren't just footnotes in her story. They were absolutely central to it. In the end, her greatest trials truly became her greatest triumph. Queen Victoria's story really leaves us with a pretty powerful question. It shows us that true leadership isn't about avoiding danger. It's about how you respond when you're staring it right in the face. It really makes you wonder, what does it truly mean to lead with courage?